places where grief hides. In the first few months after you died, grief was everywhere. It consumed me. It suffocated me. It lured me out onto the moors in the dark, dank fog and dared me to find my way out again. 6 years have gone by, and the grief is different now, and hides in the strangest of places. It's settled around my shoulders, like a jacket that never quite fits right. It's clasped around my throat like a necklace I'm slightly allergic to. It's a pair of heavy boots that chafe the sole and leave me calloused and hardened. A stick I sometimes use to hold myself and others at bay. A convenient excuse to hide behind. A way of marking time. It's there in the way that I tried to reduce my life down to things that were simple, things that I could control and understand. It's in the knowledge that I'm now 4 years older than you'll ever be, that I've got my first grey hairs and want to show them to you, that I can't even remember if you'd started going grey yet. It's in the weirdly apologetic awkwardness I feel whenever somebody asks me how many siblings I have, and the anger I feel when I make new friends who will never know you. It's an instant warmth and kinship I feel whenever I meet someone who's vegan, as though I'm an honorary member of a club for which I have not yet paid my dues. It's in the anxiety I feel when I'm not near my phone, because life-shattering messages can appear at any moment. It's in the fact that when John had COVID and we were isolating in different rooms, I would creep into his room in the middle of the night to check if he was still breathing. It's in the fact that when Hazel had COVID and we were isolating in different houses, I had a meltdown because I couldn't check if they were still breathing. It's in the panic I feel whenever I get a headache, because sometimes a headache is not just a headache, and the phrase, slight opacification of the right sphenoidal sinus, will always be burned into my memory. It's in the extra layer of guilt I feel when my depression snaps me up in its jaws and tosses me about. Because how twisted is it to have suicide chasing itself around my brain after everything your death has put us through? It's in how I can't see a helicopter without thinking about tragedy, how I can't eat a mango without tasting joy, how I can't touch a cold window without remembering how cold your hands were when the doctors finally took you off life support. Grief is still everywhere. It, like me, is aging, some days more gracefully than others. It, like me, is sometimes too sharp, too intense, too volatile. But these days, it mostly stands by, silently watching. Today, my grief and I flip through old photos of you, try to remember the smell of your hair, and raise a glass in loving memory.